काइंडली सी मलॉट, ही सेज दैट सीता जी को बाजार में बेचने के लिए खड़ा किया। ये तो ऐसा राम निकला जो सीता को रावण से चुरा के ले लिया, मगर घर नहीं ले गए, भरी बाजार में बिकने के लिए रख दिया। So, Lord, my learned friend said this is only an allegory, it's a figure of speech. You don't use speech, Lord, this kind of speech, Lord, for our mothers. You are not addressing Gen Z, Lord. I don't know about Nepal. They may take the example from them. He wants, my lord, the young people, young generation. He is misleading the young generation to go what Nepalis did, my lord, in their country. His effort, his desire, his wish is to make Nepal an example for the Gen Z. Till today, the complaint of the Ladakhi people was that the youth never come to the Anshan. They are not bothered. Only the elderly come. Everyone used to say that youth are selfish and they never come to the Anshan to sit. They came suddenly today. The youth below 25, we have seen only negligible participation from them. They came today like a flood. I don't know about Nepal. Please mark this, my lord. This is what my lord, is relevant. You are not addressing Gen Z, my lord, in isolation. You are anticipating, you are hoping riot-like situation in Nepal. It is clear instigation. Otherwise, what is the relevance of Nepal in Ladakh? Please have a look. I don't know about Nepal. They may take the example from them. He wants, my lord, the young people, young generation. He is misleading the young generation to go what Nepalis did, my lord, in their country. I don't know how they came out. Nobody has imagined. Then thereafter, my lord, Gandhiji comes. Now, please see. The government has no connection. Rabta. Rabta means association. Association means an Urdu word. My Lord Justice Varale knows. With me, they have made a kind of an outlaw. They don't want me to come to the talks. I'm raising my voice in a crusade for 5 years. That's why they don't want me to come to the talks, so that I can't say whatever I will be in the talks or not. Then taking this movement to every village is not wrong. Mahatma Gandhi himself visited villages to understand people's concern. But Mahatma Gandhi never said that do what people in Nepal did. If it were wrong, then the promises that were made and not fulfilled would be wrong too. Kindly pause here for a minute. There is one another thing which your lordships must very seriously consider. What Mahatma Gandhi was doing was against some other imperial government, not instigating people to resort to violence against its own government. The comparison, the illustration of Mahatma Gandhi itself is fallacious. It is only a facade to hide a completely inflammatory and instigatory speech which he is making. If it were wrong, then the promises that were made and not fulfilled would be wrong too. We appointed 5 people from each village to explain the movement and to pursue our agenda through non-violent, peaceful means. It is important to understand and protect people's rights. The arrival of large numbers of armed personnel in Ladakh is unfortunate. This is where, my lord, the concern for the security and the public order comes from for my lord, the district magistrate. Perhaps they believe it will intimidate the people, but we are not afraid. So, security forces are they and we are we. That is the, my lord, distance he is trying to make between the people and the security forces of the country. Now it is time for the government to fulfill the demands sought by the people of Ladakh through peaceful means. Many of our youth say that peaceful methods have not secured our demands. Some youth have expressed willingness to take serious or violent steps and abandon Gandhian methods. That is worrying. The presence of armed personnel is creating anger and chaos amongst our youth and could lead to outcome like those seen in Nepal. My lord, his effort, his desire, his wish is to make Nepal an example for the Gen Z. Several leaders have warned that they might resort to violent means if matters continue. If that happens, many leaders will not be able to escape responsibility. People are not intimidated by security forces, but if things worsen, serious consequences may follow. To whom? To the security forces? To the peace-loving people who are not joining his agitation? To an otherwise peace-living and decent society in Ladakh? All this is not noting, and I am ready to sacrifice my life for the cause, and it is even noting, it is even nothing for the cause. And if I get reborn, I'll again and again ready to sacrifice my life, but that's more a hyperbole. Therefore, I'll not bow down because of the threats and fears of taking back the land of Hyal. And what will happen if FIR is registered against me for the cause of Ladakh? It is nothing, and I'm laughing at all his propaganda against me. What will happen if I was sent to jail? It will only help in getting our demands fulfilled instead of lingering here and there for coming 5 to 10 years. And many speakers have already mentioned there will definitely come a change, like happens in Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka people. Lord, these three words are enough for the district magistrate to reach a subjective satisfaction. That you may use Mahatma Gandhi as a shield in the beginning and in the end, but ultimately you are saying that what I want is Nepal like situation, Bangladesh like situation. And coupled with the fact that this is a border state, a very sensitive border, my lord, India is sharing with a neighbor country. Bangladesh and Sri Lanka people has bring revolution and change, like that change will come in Ladakh, my lord. We know what kind of a change, my lord, came in Bangladesh and Nepal. What the petitioner, I'm posing the question to myself, my lord, is preaching and what he is desiring out of this entire agitation. He wants Ladakh to become a Nepal or a Bangladesh. That's, my lord, the idea. That's, my lord, clearly the what he wants to say. If one dies, then change will come. That is what I think. Such are the means where even if we have to die, well, and these are, my lord, speeches delivered at different point of time at different places, and addressing and targeting the impressionable youth. Please mark this now, my lord. This is where the problem starts. I would say it is not hard. Do you all know the concept of Arab Spring? Lord, a bloodbath took place, my lord, in Arab countries. This is what he is referring to. And the government of the day was thrown out. Government of 6 countries were thrown out, my lord, because of this Arab, so-called Arab uprising by violent mode. Arab Spring was a revolution in 6 Arab countries where the government of not one nation but 6 governments were changed. Who was behind it? Not a king or a brave figure on a horse, but a fruit and vegetable seller named so and so. He was fed up of the corrupt and oppressive leaders and self-immolated himself in the middle of the market. This is what he wants the Gen Z to do. This is what he was desired to be prevented by the district magistrate. He was from Tunisia, and his act of self-immolation mobilized the people. The people were so enraged that the government of Tunisia was overthrown. Next came Egypt with an oppressive government, then Libya, civil war in Syria, then Yemen, Bahrain, and so on. But this is an invitation to indulge into a kind of civil war with bloodbath. Giving an example of this Arab uprising, kindly see, my lord, the sensitivity of what he is saying. He is sitting in a region which has a common border with Pakistan and China, and he is saying, Indian army, not my army, Indian army is weak because of Ladakh Scout, Sikh regiment, and Gorkha regiment. It's false. No, none of them, my lord, would be doing anything anti-India. The Ladakhi soldiers were hurt. Their morale is shaken because Ladakh has been given neither democracy nor protection. On the other hand, the morale of Sikh soldiers is also weakened because the agitation happening in Punjab affect them as well. How is he concerned with Punjab? Merely because the Sikh regiment is posted, my lord, in the Pakistan-China border? And how is Sikh regiment has to do anything with the Sikh schedule demand? Affect them as well. And the Gorkha soldiers are rejecting the 4-year Agniveer scheme. What's even worse is that they are now being recruited into Chinese army. Whom he represents, my lord? I am posing a question to myself. The district magistrate would be guilty of dereliction of duty if he has not taken cognizance of such serious things having inbuilt sensitivity in the region in which, my lord, the things are spoken. Then, my lord, 12. Why do I say the present moment favor us? Because the decision will influence the upcoming elections. Our borders are under pressure from neighboring countries. An American researcher opined that war can happen anytime in eastern Ladakh with China. A genuine, bona fide, peace-loving, patriotic citizen would say, if this is the possibility, let us wait. We should be with our country. We should not create trouble in the region which is border state. He's taking advantage of it. China. In such times, the people of Ladakh stand as the first line of defense, equal in resolve to our soldiers. If the government continues to marginalize us, it risks eroding our patriotic spirit. He further added that minds of Ladakhi masses is not helping Indian army in full capacity during war times. He repeatedly warned the government of India that people of Ladakh will not be that much helpful during a war. If I'm posing a question to myself, this itself is enough. A person instigating that there is an imminent war and we will not support or we should not support, enough. He cannot be permitted to spread venom any further. As so-and-so almost won the heart of people of Ladakh in 2019 when they created and announced Ladakh as union territory, but people were now thinking that now they, आसमान से बचे और खजूर पर लटके, save us from sky but hung in the date palm. It's a very bad translation, nonetheless. Now I'm looking.
Literally translation.
It is literally translation.
Asman.
Literal translation. It should be transliteration, but usually it is a literal translation. Therefore, Hindi word is quoted. Save us from sky, but hung in the day. Now I'm looking that he is such a Ram. He saved Sita from Ravan, but didn't take her to home, but kept her to be sold in open market. Kindly see, my lord, he says that Sita ji को बाजार में बेचने के लिए खड़ा किया है. As such, Ladakh was kept open so as to sold for group of people. It's their promise and they have to complete the same. As Ram Bhakt build Ram Mandir, they work in line and discipline of Ram. ये तो ऐसा राम निकला जो, but I'm not reading, जो सीता को रावण से चुरा के ले लिया मगर घर नहीं ले गए, भरी बाजार में बिकने के लिए रख दिया. This is not, my lord, giving an example. Mr. Lord, my learned friend said this is only an allegory, it's a figure of speech. You don't use speech, my lord, you have this kind of speech, my lord, for our mothers.
Today, the Supreme Court heard the matter related to the preventive detention of Ladakh activist Sonam Wangchuk under the National Security Act, as Solicitor General Tushar Mehta argued on behalf of the Union government. Mehta told the court that Wangchuk's speeches were not merely peaceful expressions but had the potential to disturb public order, especially by influencing Gen Z youth through references to unrest like the Arab Springs and even self-immolation. He submitted that invoking ideals of non-violence, Sita Mata or Gandhian values cannot be used as a shield if the underlying message creates an us versus them narratives against the state and institutions, including the armed force in a strategically sensitive border region like Ladakh. The SG emphasized that such content could weaken national unity and security, and therefore justified the NSA detention, while also asserting that the court should not substitute its view for the administrative authority's satisfaction on security concerns. More updates will follow soon. Thank you. Jai Hind.